Welcome to Life in Times of Cotto. I am your host, Jay Cotto, and in today's segment, I want to discuss a question that was asked to me by a client. And actually, it's not even my client. It was an employee's client who felt comfortable enough, for whatever reason, to ask me, "What? Tell me something that most people don't know about you." So that was the question, which I thought was not odd, but I just kind of thought, A, it was a fascinating question. And B, why did you feel like you wanted to ask me that question? You were clearly engaged with my employee. In any event, I paused for a second and I thought about that. And it's a very good question. It's a very relevant question. And the answer to that question was, I'm actually a bit insecure. And I'm not insecure, and I'm not insecure in a way that, I don't think that I'm good looking, or I don't walk around with I don't want to say a sense of confidence, because I am going to go into that. But it's not in my appearance. It's not about my appearance or anything like that. It has more to do with my level of character on the daily basis and a little bit of my confidence. So, and what I mean by that is, my character, I try to be the best or my best possible character on the daily basis. And, not every day somebody's 100%, right? Not every day you're at your 100%. However, even when I'm not at my 100%, at my worst, am I still the best at my worst, if that makes sense? So I'm very insecure about that, because I will go through the days and kind of start thinking about, well, I want to be sure that, again, I'm my best character. And again, I don't do or say things that harm people in a way that's long term, if that makes sense. So I'm insecure in that way, where I don't always feel that I did my best every day at all times, even when I'm at my worst. So I try to make myself, I try to be very, very conscious of that. Now, I also have a sense of inadequacy. So I always want to make sure that I'm needed, wanted, or necessary. So that level of insecurity kind of goes into that. It's like, did I do my best enough to make sure that I'm needed for that day? Did I do my best to make sure that I answered, or I did what I was supposed to do for that person, for my job, for my wife, for my children, right? So I have an insecurity, that a follow through insecurity. I want to make sure that I follow through. If that might be a little bit more of a better answer, a little bit more clear. So that was a very, very great question. I'm sure that if I really sat and I thought about it, I could write down a bunch of shit that I'm insecure about. I could write down a bunch of shit about, things that people they don't really know about me. And this is basically that. I'm insecure. Look, I'm sitting in front of this camera, right? There's a level of insecurity to do that. It takes a brave person to do this, because people will call you out on your shit. You're on the internet, people have jokes, people cut your ass, they'll play you, they'll make you feel stupid or whatever it is, right? The internet has no shortage of comedy. You know what I'm saying? It has no shortage of, people being brutal. So even something like this takes a level of bravery and so I just kind of thought that it was a very good question. I encourage everybody to think about those things. Think about what it is that most people don't know about you, and attack that. Attack it in a way that is beneficial to you. So attack it like this. So again, I'm going to come back to this. So attack it in a way where it takes a level of bravery to just set up a camera and just start recording and just talking your shit. Right? That's, you could be inadequate, you can have fear, you could have a bunch of different things that cause you to not do that. So definitely, take a look at those things that, people don't know about you. Attack those things. See if it's something that if you cut loose, you know, would that give you a sense of freedom? Would that give you a sense of confidence? Would that give you a sense of free flowing daily mindset? You know, because again, that's something that I will tell you this. That's something that I've been struggling with. I have so much on my mind, so much that's constantly moving through my head. You know, and I love doing this, but one of my biggest challenges, and again, this is part of that inadequacy. One of my challenges is making sure that whatever I bring or whatever I come to terms with and I present to you guys is always different. And I never really want to say the same things over and over and over again. However, here's the reality in that. And I came to terms with this the other day. The reality of that is in life, you have a lot of reoccurring things that happen all the time, right? It's unresolved, or it's resolved in a way that wasn't not completely resolved, but unsatisfactorily, right? And then you find a different way to resolve that. But it's the same thing. It's the same problem. It's the same, and it's with different people. So I come on here and try, as original as I try to be with my content every day. Sometimes we gotta take a step back and realize that, holy shit, man, there are reoccurring things that we do regularly that we need to discuss, that we found a different way to resolve that. We found a different way to attack the same thing, whether it's the same person or a different person. So that's an inadequacy that I have, a fear that I have. Like, I don't want to come on here and talk the same shit every single time, but let's be real. We all have reoccurring things that happen all the time. So let's keep it a buck, like, for real. But in any event, again, I encourage everybody to just kind of take that time out. Think about something that people don't know about you, and your children or your spouse, right? Tell them something that you don't think that they know about you, and see if you can get some growth out of that. See if you could get some feedback on that. See if you can get to see how people actually see you, because that's some wild shit too. You start to realize that what you think, or what you think that people don't know about you, or what you have buried, or what little inadequacy you have, people don't view you that way. Because that was her answer. Her answer was, "Oh, I would never have pegged you as somebody to be insecure. You're a good looking man and whatever." And it had nothing to do with me being good looking. It had everything to do with me following through. And I did just toot my horns. I kind of feel like I might be a little good looking, but and my barber came back, by the way. She was gone for a month, so I was suffering, like, for real. But anyway, long story short, we're done. Definitely take take what I said, present it to somebody, see what it looks like, see how it feels, see what it is that you can get out of it. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, I am out. Peace.